baseball fans, the game is over. Welcome to the Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show. Bet above the rest. Only at the Potawatomi Sportsbook, Milwaukee. After the last pitch, you've made the switch for 21 seasons. We'll hear from the manager, the players, and the highlights from the game. It's time to talk about the game and the team with Tim Allen and Tommy Wortz on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
Well, it is almost a final from American Family Field, and so far the results are not good. Welcome in, everybody. Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show here on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. And there's Tommy Wortz, Tim Allen, and we can forget about that top of the ninth inning, can't we?
Oh, God. That was brutal.
Wow.
That was a brutal way to end it, man.
Oh, man.
It's not quite over as one out, but it's not looking good for the Crew. It's not looking good for the Wisconsin Brewers today.
No, the Wisco Brewers.
The Wisco Brewers.
We need to talk about that. Yeah. We need to talk about that. How about Jake Bauers, though?
Hey, that was fun. That was awesome. That was like the high of my day.
Walk, base hit, 3-run home run.
Great at-bats. Great at-bats, too.
Yes, they were. Absolutely they were. And he's going to, they're going to have to rely on him until they get reinforcements here. Now, there's a couple of different things on the table tonight. The State Connect jerseys. Is that what we're going to call them?
Sure.
Okay. It sounds like you don't like them, but we'll get into that once this game's over. And we'll welcome in our the rest of our audience on the flagship in Milwaukee. But, so it's Wisco. I mean, I've heard the term, but I don't know if it's a frequently used term.
I didn't realize. I think it's a generational thing.
So the younger generation does go Wisco?
I have definitely heard the term Wisco, but I think I was ignorant to it is a little bit younger in that way, I think.
Okay. All right. I love the concept of it, having the Brewers connected with the state and getting acknowledged for it. And I've been preaching that from the biggest microphone on the planet, saying that, man, the state. This is not a Milwaukee thing. This is a state thing. There's a unique relationship between Brewers fans and the organization. So we'll get into that in a little while. It is an opener that backfired on Pat Murphy, and I know you could play the what if game. You could play that anytime you use an opener and it doesn't work. You could say, well, look what Chad Patrick and the bullpen did up until that 7th and 9th innings. You could play that things would have been a lot different, and maybe it would have been worse. Well, you can do that if you choose. I choose not to, because the plan of attack was for Aaron Ashby to neutralize the upper portion of that lineup and see how far he could go.
It is a final from American Family Field, 7-3. The Washington Nationals take game one over the Crew.
All right, we welcome everybody in now all across the state of Wisconsin as we are talking about a 7-3 Brewers loss in game one of this 3-game series against the Washington Nationals. Although they are scoring runs, they're not winning ball games at a clip that would warrant those runs, I would say. But they're a better team than they have been the last couple of years. And look at this. I said that about the Rays. I said that about the White Sox. I didn't say it about the Red Sox. Now we look at the Brewers offense. That to me is the little bit of a flare, little bit of a sign, a little bit of a signal that you're throwing out there saying, ooh, yeah, this number one, you're without Churio and Vaughn, and now you're really missing them. The last 3 games, they've scored 5 runs. You got 5 runs in 3 of your, 13 games. Never did get to 4 runs, which is a magic number for this ball club.
It is, yes. This year now, with this loss, the Brewers 0-5 if they score 3 or fewer runs, 8-0 if they get to that magic number of 4. And that was the same tune last year, Tim.
Yes. And they were, 60 or more than that, over 500 when scoring 4 or more runs. So you didn't get to that point. You did get the Bowers 3-run homer. But again, it's not just the injuries. I think what the injuries do to a team, it takes your periphery players and puts them in a different situation. Blake Perkins should be in Nashville. But it puts him not only on the team, puts him in the starting lineup. Now, worse than that, I think, when we're talking about the offense, the left side of the diamond needs to start hitting. The left side of the diamond has got to start getting some damage done. Whether it's Ortiz or Hamilton at short, Rengifo at third, you guys got to start hitting. Again, 5 runs in their last 3 games. We're seeing residual effects now of not having Jackson Chourio and Andrew Vaughn in there.
Well, and 13 hits over that time too. They put up a 4 spot, a 4 spot, a 5 spot over those last 3 games. They got to find a way to get something going on the offensive side. You
have got to get more hits. You're right. They got to get something going a little bit better. They fall tonight 7-3. Welcome in Potawatomi Sportsbook post-game show here. Tommy Wortz, Tim Allen, and Brewers lose game 1. And didn't they fall out of first place then today too?
Looking at the current MLB standings right now, Brewers are 8-5. The Pirates, 8-5. Pirates are also 8-5. Reds lost today. They're 8-6.
Okay, 8-6. All right, so still hanging in there. Cubs in the nether regions here in the division, but division seems to be a little bit better, all told, than it has been the last couple of years. So we'll see how this plays out throughout the 26 championship season. Nicolay Law talking text line at 414-677-1250. That's 414-677-1250. Trouble in River City because of this offense. Yeah, they took the last 3 nights off. Is basically what happened. Prior to that, scoring some runs, playing Brewer-type baseball. But you knew, didn't you know? We knew. I knew. Sooner or later, without Chourio and Vaughn in there, it was going to come to something like this. Something like this. And you didn't have Bryce Terang in there for a couple of games.
No Contreras last game as well.
Contreras out one of these 3 games that we're talking about. But on that left side of the diamond, Tommy, they've got to start doing a little better offensively.
Yeah, I'm actually more I'm curious, Tim, your thoughts. This platoon at shortstop. It's been pretty much David Hamilton against righties and Joey Ortiz getting the lefty games right now as of late.
Yeah, and you wonder if the Cooper Pratt signing is maybe something of an image of what's to be this year. I don't know if you take that gamble and you bring up a Cooper Pratt mid-season. Let's say this continues on the left side of the diamond and you bring up Cooper Pratt. Ooh, I don't know about that. I'm not sure, but hey, you never know. Magic seems to happen in Milwaukee.
Yeah, okay. All right, Tim. I believe you. I mean, I'm getting nervous. I'm nervous today. First day I've been nervous about the Brewers.
Okay, about the offense.
Yes.
You're going to have a blow up in a Trevor McGill outing once in a while. We saw it late last year. We did, but dude's good. Now, is he going to be the closer all season long? I tend to doubt it. I think a lot of people say Abner Uribe is going to be the guy, but Trevor McGill, boy, that happened quick.
Well, and that comes in from the Nicolay Law talking text line. Muzzy in West Dallas at a loss for words regarding McGill. In my mind, Uribe should be the new closer until he proves himself again.
It's just too early. I mean, all right. Here's typically when you remove a closer, it's not when he blows a save. It's when he blows them multiples. It's when he's blown 3 of the last 7 outings.
Sure.
3 of the last 6. That's when you contemplate, and that's when you make that move. That's typically the way it's done in baseball. But man, that was ugly. I mean, it was more like looking at the Brewers offense.
Well, and it was Washington toying with them too.
Yeah.
I mean, they bunted 3 times in that 9th inning. Like, that was on purpose. They knew they had them rattled after 1.
That's
and
right.
They continued to do it throughout the game. And, kudos to them for the gamesmanship, I guess, on that, because McGill was not ready. And they could tell he was emotional fielding those balls, at least. And it got to him. And the Brewers just collapsed in a way that usually we don't see them collapse on the defensive side.
Tuesday night, you scored 2 runs. Really, going back to Monday night, you had 3. If you want to add up the last 4 games for this offense, just in terms of runs scored, you've got 8 runs in 4 games. We're seeing the residuals. Okay, so that's on the table. Your thoughts on the offense. Also, the thoughts on the Wisconsin Connect jerseys. They went off the grid from the City Connect. We've been seeing the City Connects all over the league. And now we go Wisco Brewers, meaning the connection to everybody here in the state of Wisconsin. I love the concept of it. I mean, maybe some of you guys don't, but the Brewers put out a press release that I thought was eloquently written. Have you read that yet, Tommy?
I don't know. By the grin and the smirk, I can feel the sarcasm exuding from you right
now. It's adorable the way they wrote.
You don't use the word eloquent seriously. I know you.
Okay. Yeah. All right. We'll go over that. So a lot on the table. And finally, your thoughts on, did Murphy out-Murph himself on this opener thing? Aaron Ashby gave up a couple of runs in the first inning. Ooh, ouch. Talking Brewers baseball tonight after a 7-3 loss to the Nationals in Game 1 of this 3-game weekend series at American Family Field. Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show live here in the Wisconsin Sports Network studios. Okay, welcome back. There'll be better days. A 7-3 loss at American Family Field. Welcome into the Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show. Tim Allen and Tommy Wortz live here in the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios. Ooh, and not a good one. The sky's falling. People are running and screaming everywhere. It's a 3-game losing streak. I will say this. You know what, Tommy?
Yeah.
They're going to lose 3 in a row again this season at some point.
Okay.
Just saying.
Yeah, probably.
8-5 here after the loss. I'm a little more concerned. I'm a little mildly concerned. Man, it's a mild concern about this offense.
I don't understand your levels of concern. That's what I have to learn. Because after the last game, it was, what are you doing? What's going on over here the entire time? And then it just happened again the next day with a better lineup with 2 more premium players in that lineup. And you're like, there'll be better days, guys.
There'll be better days. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. I didn't want to rain on the parade of the Wisco jerseys.
Oh, man, dude. I already know what's going to happen. Everyone's going to hate these jerseys. And Jake's going to have the best weekend ever in those jerseys. And they're going to lose every game. And everyone's going to be like, the jerseys suck. And then Jake's going to go back into his slump after.
0-1 in the Wisco jerseys.
Yeah.
Now, being as young as I am, I've heard the term Wisco before. I cannot tell you that it's a frequently used term.
No, probably not. Probably not frequent. I wouldn't call it frequent. I've said I've heard it. You would identify Wisconsin immediately if you saw it or heard it.
Yeah. So let's ask you guys on the Nicolay Law Talk and Text line. What did you think of these? Conceptually, I will tell you this. I love it, and here's why. Because it's just more. I guess it would be more positive on the side that the Milwaukee Brewers are a state thing. Yeah. And I've been saying it for years. They are a state thing. Just because you live in Waukesha or Milwaukee does not mean that you're more connected to these Brewers, maybe geographically or physically you are. But in terms of your being a fan of the Brewers, you're no more a fan than groups, thousands in Eau Claire or Wausau or Green Bay. I've always said that there's a unique relationship between this organization and its Wisconsin fan base.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not just Milwaukee, Tommy.
No, I completely agree with you, and I think the concept is a great idea. Go ahead. Let's connect the state. I don't know. I was like, sunsets? Do I really associate sunsets with Wisconsin? Like it was weird. It was a
sunset
weird.
On the Mississippi River. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just,
while you're going muskie fishing. I don't even know. Do you go muskie fishing in a river or no? I don't know
the answer to that.
I don't know the answer.
I thought you were asking me if
I've been fishing twice in my life.
Oh, well, then I won't ask you about the bobber. The bobber is awesome too.
Bobber is cool.
Yeah, the people like that one. It's kind of like the grill with the half grill being the baseball, and now it's a bobber. But I thought the jerseys looked fine today. I'm indifferent about it. I think the last ones were awesome, so it was going to be hard to top with the baby blues and everything going on. But it felt like you were going to lose this battle no matter what you were going to do with the New Jersey concept for this. So
fishing in a canoe on the Lemonware River with my brother and my father. They love fishing. I had a transistor radio and a sporting news newspaper and hated every buggy, mosquito, dirty, yucky fishing experience. Okay, but that's me. The other time I went fishing was at the Wisconsin Dells. I went trout fishing in a trout pond.
Like a stocked pond?
Yes.
Yeah, and you still didn't catch anything? Or
I caught a whole bunch, and then I got a big bill for everything I caught. I didn't read the fine print. They said everything. Can't you just throw them back? They said, Once they're out, they're out. You have to buy them all by the inch. By the inch.
The biggest fish you ever caught in that pond, too. They're just loaded up with steroids, and they're feeding
88 $88 bill on my way out, and it was a free coupon to go trout fishing on top of it.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to you guys.
We're gonna probably need to go to break.
We are gonna have to go.
But I got you, Nate, on the north side. David leaving American Family Field. Big Dog Chase, hang on. We're gonna get to you. We got to hit the hard break, but we got you all in there. Hey, Jason commenting in. I don't know what's worse, the State Connect jerseys or the bottom of this lineup.
Ooh, okay. What did I ask you toward the end of the game? Do you even have confidence that Frelick, Perkins, and Hamilton are going to get something done here?
I don't know, man. We need Churio back. Back.
Yes, a zap of energy, if nothing else. All right, we'll take a break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back. Still plenty of runway left for you guys to jump in on the Nicolay Law Talk and text line 414-677-1250. Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show. Tim and Tommy here in the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios.
the Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show. Bet above the rest. Only at the Potawatomi Sportsbook, Milwaukee. After the last pitch, you've made the switch for 21 seasons. We'll hear from the manager, the players, and the highlights from the game. It's time to talk about the game and the team with Tim Allen and Tommy Wortz on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
Okay, it took two batters in this ball game to prove that the opener didn't work. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
Just two. It was almost. I was just.
Why is Ashby
smiling.
always the opener too? I mean, it's not like they mix it up
DL
with
Hall.
anything like that. Gasser just pitched in Nashville today. He's back.
But the good news, our boy Easton Buster McGee.
Oh my God.
He is back up with the team as predicted.
He looks
Shane Drowan was
scared.
sent down.
He looks scared to play baseball. I mean, just every time. Like, I feel bad when Easton McGee comes into baseball games.
I was
sometimes.
scared when he was facing James Wood.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, that was inevitable. Like, there was no way Easton McGee was getting James Wood out today.
He was not getting that out.
It was no shot. That was guaranteed. I'm surprised it stayed in the park.
We better get to Big Dog Chase before his bedtime here.
Yeah, let's do it.
On the Nicolay Law Talk and text line at 414-677-1250. Then we'll get to the rest of you guys. Big Dog, a 7-3 loss. Don't look now. They've lost 3 in a row, buddy.
Don't tell me about it. And it's the weekend, so I can stay up a little later.
Oh, okay. Sweet. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
good
All right.
deal.
Well, what you got on the game today, Chase?
Not much. I just want to say that the people who are like panicking right now, we shouldn't be panicking. We've fought really bad injuries really early in the year. When we get Cheerio and Vaughn back, we'll go back to winning some games and be getting to his web burgers again.
No, that's a pep talk right there. That's like music to our ears. Chase, Chase, can I ask you how old you are?
13 now.
13. Ooh, teenager. Wow. Okay. Well, thanks for checking in with us, and thanks for the pep talk.
Well, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow after the game, after I get my Mizorowski bobblehead.
Yeah.
We
Sweet.
look forward to
Hey,
it.
what'd you think of the uniforms, Chase, real quick?
Oh, yeah, that was my other thing. I mean, at first, I didn't know what to think of them, but, I mean, they're starting to kind of grow on me a little bit.
All right. Well, hey, Chase, have a good rest of your night, boss man.
Have a good night. Thanks.
All right. See you later, kid. All right. Nicolay Law Talking text line 414-677-1250. Brewers fall 7-3 tonight. A disastrous top of the ninth inning. I mean, that was super, super ugly. That's rare, though, for a team led by Pat Murphy. That is rare. But once in a while, the game snowballs on you. It gets too quick, and you have a bad day. And that's what happened.
The Brewers had only committed one error coming into today's game. They've been a sound defensive team for quite some time, right? I mean, not last year, but the year before, and I feel like it was the year before they won the team Gold Glove too. Obviously a staple to play for this Brewers team is sound defense, and McGill, it just crumbled on him a little bit there too.
Wow.
Want to get to a couple of texts here on the Nicolay Law Talking text line. You can call in or text in with your thoughts here. From the 414, at what point will Murphy just let Mitchell play consistently? Is a legit ball club pinch hitting Brandon Lockridge for their cleanup hitter just because of, quote, matchups? Here's the funny thing. Mitchell has a better batting average versus lefties than righties in his career, and 41 points better than Lockridge does against lefties as well.
Might have been a gut. Could have been a gut by Murphy. He does like Lockridge. There's no question about that.
Yeah, when you get a nickname, you're in with Murph.
Yes.
Breckenridge, yeah, you're in. Unless you're Blake Perkins, then he just has a soft spot for you and just calls you Blake Perkins by your full name. It's a respect thing with Blake, but I understand that he does have something with Brandon Lockridge.
Two of our favorite players were in this ball game, Bowers and Easton McGee. And Nate's on the north side. Nate, what's going on? Welcome to the Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show.
Oh, what's up, Tim? I'm not gonna overreact about this game. But I do not like the openers. I just don't. I don't feel it's necessary. We got good arms in the starting rotation. It's literally the first few games of the year. We're in the first month of the year. Like, why are we throwing out openers for Friday night game with Chad Patrick being on the mound? Just let Chad Patrick go out there and pitch. Like he's good enough to get the lefties out. He's good enough to get James Wood out. We don't need to throw out openers when you got a guy that last year was one of the stable arms that you had when everybody arm was falling off at the beginning of the year. And then you always, like I've always said, I feel the best players should play. At this point in time, Lockridge was hot in spring training. Great. But at this point in time, Mitchell is the best option as far as shortstop. If you look at Hamilton or Ortiz, I'm giving the nod to Ortiz, even though he's not that much better. But the best players have to play, and if you don't think Ortiz is good enough to play over Hamilton, then that's a problem. Then you need to go look deep into your farm system. You just gave like everybody's been saying, you just gave Pratt a contract. You need to give him a shot then if you don't feel Ortiz is good enough to play. But the offense is not where it's supposed to be. But like everybody's been saying, Vaughn and Churio come back, maybe that will help. But you still need guys to produce even when those guys come back.
Yeah, and they have been producing. I love a couple of the things you said there. Nate, thanks a lot. It's great hearing from you this year, and I look forward to our conversations. Okay, the thing with Hamilton and Ortiz, I'm going to agree with him, Tommy.
Yeah.
I am. I think if you measure everything between Ortiz and Hamilton, I think Joey O is a better baseball player all the way around.
Well, and he's got some familiarity with the team. I've liked what I've seen out of David Hamilton, although I know what you get out of David Hamilton when he's a member of this Brewers team. He doesn't have potential to really, what were we taking? Like, is he going to hit 6 homers this year? No shot, right? No way. I mean, he plays a solid defense and he can play wherever you need him to, and he can steal a bag, but he's got to get on base in order to do it.
Now, on the opener thing, if you go back to last year and Mizorowski's entrance into Major League Baseball, who was the odd man out? Do you recall that? Who was taken out of the rotation?
It was Chad Patrick.
Was Chad Patrick?
Yes.
Okay. Now, in Game 13 of the season against the Nationals, and you have a bunch of lefties toward the top, this guy's got to take a backseat to an opener. That's one way to look at it, that Chad Patrick's getting the shaft here. The other way to look at it, and I think it's important to point out, that it's Murphy doing everything he can in that given game to win that ball game.
Sure.
So those are the two ways to look at it.
Here's the way I look at it, though, Tim, and I think it brings up a point that Nate was bringing up, especially in the beginning of the season. I want to know if Chad Patrick can be a starter getting big outs at the beginning of games, because last year in the NLCS, we were begging, or rather the NLDS, begging to not give up a homer in the first inning, right? And this is another thing this Brewers team keeps doing, just giving up runs in the first inning. I mean, every single game, there is something happening in the first inning against this team. They're clawing from behind every time. They're now 5-5 when the opposing team scores first in a game. Again, 3-0 when they get to score first. Now, I know they've played 7 home games during that time too, and giving them an opportunity to hit, but you got to find something to shut down in the beginning. And you know what? I want to see Chad Patrick go up against James Wood. I want to know that Chad Patrick can get James Wood out, because Aaron Ashby didn't already today. So now you're in the same boat as you were going to be in if you let Chad Patrick go out there. And I would like to see, with Quinn Priester out especially, how legitimate Chad Patrick is going to be in this rotation. Because, Tim, It's all lining up for him to get this shaft again.
It seems like it.
With Jacob Mizorowski obviously being the number one guy right now. Brandon Woodruff ain't going down to AAA making $21 million. Kyle Harrison looks awesome. And then now they're moving things around to see what they're going to do. And if Quinn Priester comes back, like, they still got Henderson in the chamber, right? Patrick's moved down to 5 already with Priester back, it feels like.
Seems like it. And I don't know why. The guy's a bulldog. And we see, is his velocity down just a tick? You got to remember, late last year and into the postseason, he was gassing. I didn't realize he had a 97 in him.
Sure.
So you go back to last year. These days, early in the season here, it's a little bit down. But man, Chad Patrick, he's been something. He's been something good, and he was. If I'm not mistaken, wasn't he the minor league pitcher of the year a few years ago as well?
Won the Triple Crown in the minor leagues.
That's right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's crazy. Nicolay Law talking text line 414-677-1250. And we go to Mike.
Yeah, Michael in South Milwaukee. You're up on the Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame.
Hey, Tim, first of all, Greg, congratulations on the postgame show being old enough to consume an alcoholic beverage.
You got it.
And I would say I just got to jump on Pat Murphy. I'm not doubting him. He's your 2-time National League Manager of the Year reigning. But I want to take you guys back to Tuesday. Your Milwaukee Brewers are sitting with the best record in baseball at 8-2. You have the Boston Red Sox reeling. Their entire fan base wants to sell their entire team at 2-8. And Pat Murphy decides, there's a lefty on the mound. I'm going to take the major league leader in runs batted in and the third leading hitter in baseball in average, Christian Yelich, and put them on the shelf and in the cooler, and we haven't won a game since. And I feel like we got too cute with playing righty-lefty matchup and not just putting your best players in there. And I'm a little concerned that early season momentum's already been thrown out the door.
Well, they have definitely lost some momentum. There's no question about that. You know where it started also, Mike? I don't know if you can earmark this as something or not, but our old buddy Wilson Contreras starting this nonsense on Monday night. They haven't won since. Just saying.
I agree with that, too, and I think that I would have liked to see a little more fight. I would have liked 2 years ago when Jet McNeil was starting to make little moves and Reese Hoskins did the crybaby back and the Brewers fought right back.
It unified the team.
Uribe going at it with the Rays. I know it's not necessarily the best role model behavior, but I want my team to fight. I kind of felt like Brandon Woodruff looked small in that moment, and I think Wilson Contreras knew exactly what he was doing. I don't like him, but I think he fired his team up and took momentum and did what he needed to do.
And the Brewers haven't been the same since. Now, you could chalk that up to circumstance, happenstance, however you want to chalk that up. All I know is that they've scored 8 runs in 4 games.
Yeah, the offense is a problem.
Well, this week it is. Yes, this week it is. And can you call it just baseball? Christian Yelich is going to just tell you that's just baseball. It happens.
And it does. It'll balance out, but you can also put your best players in the lineup. And I also think Luis Renifo has got to go. Put Hamilton at third. Put Joey O at shortstop and bring Andrew Fisher up for some pop. I don't get any reason.
Okay, there we go. Now we're
talking. You didn't have you had us in the first half. Like I was getting nervous, but yeah, I mean, this brings up another point here. Another text that comes in from Michael in Greenfield. You would get Pratt and Jet Williams up here ASAP too. If Renifo is going to, there's no way they could do any worse than Hamilton, Ortiz, or Renifo at the plate right now. What about something like that, Michael?
No, I agree with that. Any of these young prospects, it's okay to take a shot on Renifo. It didn't work. It's like you tried to ride the hot hand with Vinny Capra last year, and it didn't work. We need to get the best talent up. I'm so annoyed when the Brewers play the service time. You don't spend money in free agency. You don't go make the big trade. So pay your prospects and don't worry about service time and contracts. If they're ready, bring them up.
We'll find out. All right. Thanks, Mike. Good call. Where's Oliver Dunn when you need him?
Oh God, Tim, stop. Would you take Hernan Perez right now? Would you take
for
him?
Sure I would. Hell yes, I would. Give me Hernan Perez.
Like that's where we're at right now. And fun, Ron and Rome texting in here. Joey Weimer hitting 429 with a 1243 OPS right now. Ouch.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's
going to come down to earth.
It has to.
There's no way Joey Weimer makes the All-Star game this year, right? No shot.
You would assume not, but you don't want to walk the dude either to lead off an inning.
Yeah, that was another point in this game when it turned around, right? That's when they tied it, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that was brutal. From the 414, game sucked, but the new City Connect uniforms are fantastic. From the 920, Wisconsin is a dairy farming New Jersey, and they are the dairy farmers all over the state with the radio on the barn while they're milking cows listening to Brewer games.
All right. Okay, well, there is some of that.
I feel like I read that clean, but I didn't feel like it once I read it.
So do you have the description of how they came up with these colors and
I can read it now, and then you want me to read it now? You want to? Yeah. All right, let's do it. Let's do it.
Let's hear it.
All right, for immediate release. Remember,
this is important.
This is how it always starts. No matter if it's a new player signed or if there's a toy drive for I don't even know.
Immediate release.
Following the debut of the new Nike MLB City Connect uniforms, the Milwaukee Brewers are continuing their tribute to the state of Wisconsin with a nod to one of its most beloved traditions, supper clubs. A fan favorite across the state, supper clubs are known for bringing people together all over, comforting home-style meals, classic cocktails, and now that experience coming to American Family Field as the Brewers extend their statewide Wisco celebrations all season long. And redefining those, they unveiled, reimagined a statewide jersey that celebrates the natural beauty and culture of Wisconsin. Led with a brilliant blue, the new design pops on the field and is packed with meaningful design elements that tell you the story of Wisconsin. The Brewers debut the uniforms this Friday. We saw that, wear it during the weekend. First introduced in 2022, a tribute to Milwaukee, the Brewers City Connect program now evolves into something bigger, a design that honors the entire Badger state, its landscapes, traditions, and passion shared by fans in every corner of Wisconsin.
Oh, this needs music. I mean, this has got to have. Just keep going.
Rooted in the idea that Wisconsin is not just where we live, but how we live. The new uniform embodies that through a thoughtful and inspired design. Also debuting today is the visual storytelling through Brewers' social media channels, anchored by the music of American indie folk singer-songwriter Justin Vernon, who is the guy they were interviewing in the middle of the television broadcast from Bon Iver, if you remember that. Wisconsin is a special place, from its lakes and rivers to its farms, forests, and festivals, said Rick Schlesinger, Brewers president of business operation. This uniform is meaningful because it reflects the entire state we represent. It honors our heritage, celebrates our fans across every Wisconsin county, and complements the unmatched passion they bring to this team every day. Is it that deep, Tim?
I love it.
Like, did you see those uniforms and you were like,
and I thought that
culture.
That's just what I
heritage.
thought about.
Like, that was what? Like, okay, wait. Let me do the colors real quick, because give me another line, the little bass line or whatever you got going on there. Yeah,
the colors that come. This is really adorable here. The colors, I like this.
Base blue, inspired by Wisconsin's endless shorelines. What? Lakes and rivers, from the Milwaukee River to Eagle River to Lake Mendota, symbolizing a state consistently in motion. Oh, okay. Accent cream. That's one of the colors. They got accent cream. The cream accent color recalls the sandy shores of inland lakes. I feel like that's oxymoronic. Beaches of Door County on Lake Michigan and the state's iconic sandstone bluffs.
Beautiful.
Okay, and then the sunset gradient. This is the one that brings it home. Oranges, yellows, and blues flow through the word mark sleeve patches and number trims, reflecting beautiful summers and watercolor sunsets across the Northwoods, Lake Michigan's shoreline, and driftless areas, sandstone bluffs. I mean, they really got into the Michigan shorelines and sandstone bluffs on these uniforms.
What about a greasy cheeseburger at some country bar with Metallica cranking in the background?
Why don't you got like cherry red for old fashions at this point? How about Bloody Mary red during this? Like, what are we reaching with here on the shorelines of Lake? Have you been to Bradford Beach in Milwaukee and thought, wow, beautiful? Like, that is what?
I love the effort of uniting the state of Wisconsin with the Brewers. I love that concept.
I do
I
too.
think it's great.
Yes, I agree. I agree that the Brewers should be a statewide thing. Yes, continue on.
Now, there's different ways to do that. And if you're just joining us, the term Wisco, I think we've determined that that's a younger sort of thing.
Sure.
That's a younger generation sort of thing. I've heard the term, but, I don't know if there's a T-shirt campaign out there with Wisco.
I like that they brought Barrel Man back a little bit.
Kind of a reconfigured Barrel Man I like his glove. Look at his glove.
Is it in the shape of an M and a B? Are you going to blow my mind right now?
No, just look at his glove. I mean, who drew that? Chase?
Oh, hey, keep the gloves up, man. Keep the gloves up.
You think that glove is a modern glove?
I'm looking at it right now to see if I can see this, but oh yeah, the glove is. Ty Cobb would have been like, dude, that's
it looks like from 1913.
Yeah, I mean, that is they should have made the glove like the state of Wisconsin if they were going to go this deep.
That is a cool idea.
Yeah, I mean, like just make it the shape of the state. Make a glove out of that.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, if I don't
the
make
thumb
it,
would be the peninsula.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's a great idea. I'm going to steal it.
all right, yeah, take credit for it because everyone's going to hate it by the end of it. That's like
it's the Wisconsin Brewers tonight as they
God.
fall to the Washington Nationals 7-3, the final game, one of this 3-game weekend set at American Family Field. Did I see 30,000 plus at AmFam?
It looked like it was a decent crowd.
Yeah, looked good.
Decent
looked good.
crowd.
You guys represented well. All right, we'll take a break here. Pat Murphy coming up. If you guys want to join us, Nicolay Law Talking text line. The screws came loose here on a Friday night. 414-677-1250. There's Tommy Wortz, Tim Allen. It's the Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show live here in the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios.
Who gave the crew some breathing room? What play was it? It's time for the insurance run of the game, brought to you by G2 Insurance, your friend in insurance. On the Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show with Tim Allen and Tommy Wortz on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
Well, both the first inning and the ninth innings were pretty eventful. Let's say that. A 7-3 Brewers loss. G2 Insurance, your friend in insurance. There was some insurance early, and it was off the bat of Jake Bauers in the bottom of that first inning.
Oh, Bauers, high fly ball, deep right field, way gone. 3-run jack for Jake. And the Brewers flip the scoreboard immediately.
Hey.
TV right there. Brian Anderson, his first game of the year.
I was going to say, yeah, hey, 20 years, Brian Anderson. Congrats.
Yeah, absolutely. And it happens on National Siblings Day.
Oh.
Did you know that?
I didn't know that until I heard your text message
From
in
my
between from a
Hen
sibling.
sisters.
Yes. I did not know that. Shout out to Amy, Dave, and Lily today, too, for me.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
So Bauers hits it. Now they're down 2-zip. That was a 2-out, 2-strike, 3-run home run.
Well, I remember you bringing up this conversation in spring about how Jake was working counts. He worked it full too during that AB. And Irvin hung a slider, and Jake didn't disappoint with there. I know I'm the Jake Bauers guy. I'd rather the Brewers win. Okay. But it did feel good for a second there that Jake was the hero at that moment. It did feel good. It felt good.
There was one of those runs was an insurance run at the time.
Yeah, and insurance runs, it's like running a business is like a championship run, Tim. One bad hit can take you out of the game. G2 Insurance Services specializes in keeping your business and reputation protected. They offer tailored solutions for restaurants, professional liability, and workers' comp. They represent top carriers like Erie to find the best combination of coverage and price. Get the defensive line your business deserves. G2 Insurance Services in Brookfield, online at g2ins.com. Your friend in insurance.
So one of our post gamers, I think so far he's the youngest post gamer that we know of. Chase.
Yeah,
he gave us a little pep talk. Don't worry about it. Everything's good. It's fine. I wonder if, Murphy's got a way of settling things down a little bit. But if everything's fine, then why the opener then?
Yeah, again, I don't know why Chad Patrick gets that treatment too. I mean, Chad Patrick, he had the runners responsible on when he left, but overall a pretty clean day for Chad Patrick up until that point too. His final line, because we haven't read that yet, 3 innings of work, 3 hits, no strikeouts, however, in the game for Chad Patrick.
Now, look at on the other side, Jake Irvin. You would assume that he was going to be out. The Brewers were going to tap that bad bullpen, by the way. Nationals have a bad bullpen. You would have thought that this was going to come in handy. Not only the Brewers have the lead, Irvin looks crazy bad.
Yeah.
You're going to tap into the bullpen second or third inning, wipe that bullpen out, force some roster moves for the Washington Nationals. And look what happened. He settles in. What did he throw? 100 pitches?
Yeah, I know. He had 5 walks today. You would think that he would give up more than 3 earned runs during that too. He was all over the place at a time. Brewers were working counts. They were even in that first inning, right? I mean, they were just able to get to him early.
You let him off the hook.
Never let him get anything else after that. Yeah.
Yeah, you just let that dude and that team off the hook because they had a mop-up duty guy in there late in the game anyway. So that saved them an additional inning. So you lost out a little bit on, and now what do the Brewers use? Their 3 guns at the back end and their tweener guy in Ashby, who's really good.
Yeah, and not just their entire back end, right? Serpa went too today on top of it.
Yeah.
Uribe and McGill. I mean, McGill got 3 batters into the game. That's it.
So does this? How many did Ashby throw here? I know he had a lengthy first, but all told, it appears he's certainly not available tomorrow.
No, I would think not. Looking at it, and right here. Okay. In the game, we had, it looks like Ashby had, oh, those are the called strikes. All right, I got to find it. One sec.
But again, if that count is up, which I would assume it is at 2 2/3, you may not have him available again until Tuesday, because I believe Monday's an off day, isn't it?
Monday is an off day. Yes. Yeah. Break. And then it's the Blue Jays.
Yep. You may not have him available until Tuesday. Pending, he is a workhorse. Don't get me wrong. He's now a workhorse, and I'm glad. But Ashby, the opener, I earlier today, you mentioned that on the leadoff show that, Patrick is going to be the bulk guy now, and boom.
Well, and Ashby, so here it is. Ashby threw 44 pitches 44? In the game. Patrick threw 50. I mean, like, what was the point? What was the point of the opener to, like, we're going to get those innings early and let Patrick go in this one? McGill threw nine pitches all day, so maybe he is available tomorrow if they need him. Uribe threw 14. Serpa threw 22. You'd think 22, he's going to need a day off tomorrow.
Probably, but I think Uribe and McGill are they're good to go tomorrow.
Well,
too.
Easton McGee only threw 7 too.
That's right.
Just in case anyone was wondering if they had him available tomorrow.
He might be tomorrow's opener for Harrison.
Dude, Tim, don't even.
No, but in using an opener, it's so funny that you could look at it two ways. As I said last hour, you can look at it as, hey, Murphy's fighting his tail off, trying to use every advantage he can. Lefties, fine. Let's do this. Let's see how maybe Ashby can get through a couple of innings, keep a 0 on the board. Patrick can go deep. We can save our bullpen, etc. Or you could look at it as, wow, Chad Patrick, you got to take a back seat to an opener, number one. Also, I didn't even mention this. You may be sending this message across the diamond.
Yeah.
That, ooh, man, the Brewers are a little concerned. They got to throw a lefty. Don't let them do it to you guys.
Well,
that's what I would be saying in the dugout. Let's get this guy Ashby. Let's get him and foil the whole thing.
And Patrick's like the guy with experience a little bit on this team, right? I mean, Harrison had some time before him, but otherwise they're rocking out there with Sproat. Miz has less time than Patrick in the big leagues even too. Not that his talent isn't better, but they're trying to make shift with a lot of young guys in there, and Patrick has big game experience behind him. Well, all of this, I'm sure Pat Murphy can answer it.
The game is over, and it's time to hear from the skipper on the Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show with Tim Allen and Tommy Wortz on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
Well, no, I mean, I think this is a team that, has discovered the same thing that we have, that you can do little things to play offense, and they did a great job. We didn't execute defensively, and we didn't execute defensively. First inning, we didn't get it done. Ash settled down after that. Patrick did a nice job, but Zerba came in a big situation, did great. He was, our best player tonight. And, Abner was good. McGill didn't get the job done, and he didn't field his position, didn't get the job done. And, we weren't good in really any of the facets tonight. We had 4 hits. Now, we did strike some balls hard, a couple other balls, but we didn't do enough offensively. We didn't have that edge. Sometimes after a long road trip and a day off, we just didn't have that edge tonight. I was really disappointed in that. Again, I'm not going to make excuses about injuries or anything like that. I just didn't feel like we played with an edge from pitch one. And the Nationals deserve the credit because they did an unbelievable job executing all night, putting pressure on us all night. And,
On McGill specifically, Mark, is he a guy you trust to field that spot, or the way he comes off the mound, does it make it difficult for him?
Yeah, it does make it difficult for him, but you still, the first bunt, Rengifo's got to be there and make the play. There's no excuse for that. It's the ninth inning. You got to play closer than that. He wasn't in the right position, and he didn't get there quick enough, knowing the runner's speed. That's just wasn't even a good bunt, So it's like that has to be fielded. The next bunt's right at the pitcher. You know what I mean? That's got to be fielded. So those things have to be done, and then the next bunt too. So there's 3 balls that need to be fielded. I don't know if they gave him errors or not. It doesn't matter. Those balls need to get fielded. I don't care how you fall off the mound. You know what I mean? If you can't field a bunt right at you, then that's not effective. But credit to them, yeah.
Can any of that be mental when it's like back to back like that, right? And it's almost like making the play at home and
it's
spiraling.
Yeah, it's a play you need to practice, and we do practice it as much as any team in baseball. But every guy has to practice it with intent. Secure the baseball is number one. Secure the baseball. Make an intermediate throw. And we talk about it, and we try to exploit other teams. Nobody punts more than us. So they did a great job exploiting us. And,
You mentioned the edge not being there, but what have you seen just offensively, just with the execution at the plate?
Yeah, we've been one of the best in baseball in the first part of the season. Right? I mean, if you go by the numbers, you're and we tend to do that sometimes, but sometimes you just know that, like, hey, we're not, we played in some really tough conditions, but we didn't swing the bats in Boston like we can, and we certainly didn't tonight.
There he is, Pat Murphy. 2 things. He doesn't sound happy. Okay. And number 2, I think he's fighting a cold or something. Doesn't he sound like he's under the weather a little bit?
Sounds like he misses Caleb Durbin.
Maybe.
Just Renhefo, not in the right place there.
Oh,
Durbin
Renhefo,
makes that play.
Come on,
Durbin makes that play. That's Pat Murphy saying that to the ivory tower right there.
Get it together, Renhefo. Come on, baby. All right, we'll take a break. We'll hit a rewind. What year will we go to? What did the Brewers do on this day? Back in? We'll choose that year on the other side here. Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show. Tim Allen, Tommy Wortz, live here in the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios. Final couple of minutes here, Potawatomi Sportsbook post-game show. After a 7-3 loss, there'll be better days, I promise you. And we'll be celebrating a 3-run homer from Christian Yelich to win a ball game.
Or Jake.
Like we did 2 weeks ago. All right. Now, I will, one of my things is talking here. I will hit the rewind button here. Let's go back to a better day. How about 1999?
Yeah, 1999. The M and the B logos, by the way, speaking of controversial logos, those 90s Brewers, right? I mean, some people love them, some people hate them. Brewers won 8-2.
There we go.
Fernando Vina, 2 for 5.
Fernando V.
Yeah,
There you go.
He was hitting 455 at the time to start the season, by the way.
Holy Joey Weimer.
Yeah. Well, Marquise Grissom as well with a big day as he was 3 for 5. And Jeff Jenkins had a big homer in this one. It was his second of the season. Mark Loretta had a pinch hit appearance in this game. Jeremy Burnitz, of course, was 1 for 2 in the contest, had a couple of runs driven in. Jeff Cirillo was in the 3 spot. Sean Berry. I don't know if I'm familiar with Sean Berry.
Number 8, first baseman, played with Houston.
He was number 7, Tim.
7, okay.
Get your game up.
He
was with the Astros, however, the year before, and was traded, I think, in the middle of the 2000 season over to Boston as we bring that up. Jose Valentin was at shortstop. Dave Nilsson catching. He was 2 for 4 on the day. Starting pitcher in this one for the Brewers, Bill Pulsifer.
Bill Pulsifer.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
okay.
Yeah. He went 5 innings, and then David Weathers with the rare 4-inning save because he went the rest of it, Tim.
Yeah, Stormy Weathers. There you go.
Yeah, I like it.
His son ended up pitching. He might still be bouncing around the league.
Couple of big names. Craig Biggio, of course, leading off. Jeff Bagwell and Ken Caminiti were the 3 and the 4 hitters on the other side. With Richard Hidalgo as well. That was another good name back in the day.
Yeah,
was in there for the Astros. But yeah, 8-2. That was a cool day. That Astros uniform was pretty sick too. Kind of reminded me of Brewers, the same M and the B, kind of futuristic, if you will, of the 90s.
A little bit, yes. Yeah. Yes, it was. And even they were a little flamboyant with their jerseys and uniforms back in the 70s and 80s as well. They're just kind of different. And you're right, kind of futuristic a little bit.
They've kind of simplified the logo game now. I don't think a lot of people like it. I think people like the nostalgia of getting a little more crazy, a little more wacky. You got to find a fine line between, trendy and unique for sure. But they're getting a little basic now, the logo game. And
they have to throw well on TV.
Yeah.
And that's an important part of, the NFL with all their uniforms. And they just want it to look good and in that regard. Now the Wisco jerseys here are going to be every Friday home game, correct?
Yes. They have this weekend, and then it'll be 12 more Fridays throughout the year.
And the Supper Club dining, they were talking about that in the booth, and there's brandy old-fashioned and whatever.
You an old-fashioned guy? You like old-fashions?
No,
really?
No.
Oh, okay.
Jack and Coke or a High Life.
Oh,
They're all good.
Sorry.
Or maybe both. But have you been to a supper club in the northern part of the state?
Definitely not in the northern part of the state. I feel like I've been to Packing House once in Milwaukee, Layton Avenue, but other than that, no, I don't think I've fully immersed I don't like Bloody Marys, to be honest, too. That's like another Wisconsin staple.
Used to go to one in Park Falls named Dix's Chalet.
Yeah, you did.
Awesome.
I love a good fish fry. So, something like that. You go get a Supper Club fish fry with an old fashioned.
Was the fish fry represented on those jerseys?
It's the walleye. It was the.
Okay. I'll go with the cod.
They need a walleye alternate mascot for these Fridays.
All right,
That's
we're
what they
back.
need.
We're back at it tomorrow. It'll be the leadoff show with you, Tommy Wortz. And what time does that get underway?
5:00. We'll be live here. It's Foster Griffin for Washington. Kyle Harrison, the pitching matchup for tomorrow. 5:00 leadoff show. We get you all the information you need before game 2.
After the game, we'll meet you right here, Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show in the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios. For Tommy Wortz, my name is Tim Allen. Once again, the final tonight, 7-3. Brewers fall in game 1 of the 3-game set. And as always, well, it's Friday night. It's the weekend, man. Just try and enjoy it. Brewers will get back on track tomorrow and snap the losing streak. And as always, remember, smile, Wisconsin. Bob Uecker is smiling back.